The Miami Heat are Jimmy Butler's kind of team. The Dallas Mavericks shock everyone with their comeback win versus the Nuggets. Anthony Davis torches the Memphis Grizzlies. That's a look at everything that we gotta talk about today. But with that being said, what is up, guys? It's me, Zach Lee, back bringing you some more NBA discussions. Hope you're all having a fantastic day from whichever part of the world you are watching this from. But with that being said, go ahead and smack that like button, as it does help the channel grow, as well as make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with post notifications turned on so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on in the NBA. We're doing this show every Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, so definitely make sure that you are subbed so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA. Now, with all of that said though, let's just get right into this video. Let's go. I'm not sure if Jimmy Butler was ever made to play for a different team other than the Miami Heat. The more I think about it, the more I come to realize that I think Miami was always going to be Jimmy Butler's destination. This is where he wanted to be ever since he was traded from the Chicago Bulls. Look, the Heat beat the Hawks last night 112-97. And before I get too much into this, first let me say this sucks. Trey Young in this game went down. He rolled his ankle. Tests say that it's nothing too serious, but he could still potentially miss up to 2 weeks. That sucks because, like I said in yesterday's video, Trey Young and the Atlanta Hawks have been one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NBA so far this season. And now for him to miss a couple of weeks, that's going to put you off of watching the Atlanta Hawks for at least the next couple of weeks. So that is god-awful news. Other than that though, the Miami Heat, after Trey Young went down, just started to run away with this game. You knew it was going to happen. The Hawks had just lost their beating heart and soul. There was almost no way that they were going to be able to compete with Miami after this. Jimmy Butler, in his opening debut, 21 points, but he wasn't even the star player. The star player for Miami last night was Tyler Herro, 29 points on 7 of 9 field goals and 12 of 16 from the free throw line. This man scored 19 points in the second quarter. You're talking about a rookie here, and he's not their only young good rookie either. They have another one. They have another one by the name of Kendrick Nunn. Had 17 points last night. Like I said, this Miami Heat team embodies everything that Jimmy Butler wants in a team. You always hear him talking about he wants to play with players who want to play, players who play the right way, players who are tough, players who love the game of basketball, players who compete on a nightly basis. You're not going to find more of that than you're going to find it with the Miami Heat. That is this team's DNA, because this team is still Pat Riley's team the last time I checked. And for those of you guys that know anything about Pat Riley, is that he demands toughness. He absolutely demands toughness. This goes all the way back to his days coaching the Los Angeles Lakers. Pat Riley is the guy who, if you show up to camp a pound overweight, you're not getting playing time. If you show up to camp out of weight, out of shape, not better, you're not getting playing time. If you need an example of this, just look at Dion Waiters. He showed up to camp out of shape. You haven't seen him touch the basketball court yet this season. Pat Riley is a stickler for the rules. Pat Riley wants to push you. Pat Riley wants tough players. You think you're training to be a Navy SEAL instead of practicing for a basketball game with Pat Riley running the show. Josh Richardson, in a podcast that he did a couple of weeks ago, even noted that there were some things about the Miami Heat practices that can't leave his lips. He said that the practices were so tough that he can't even give us all of the details. That's how tough they are.
The Heat are not for everybody, right?
No,
like there's some guys in the league who couldn't hack it there.
No. If you have any ounce of soft, then you're not going to make it over there.
Were there ever any fights in practice? Because you guys put, like, it'll say on the whiteboard, pads today, or like bring all the pads today, because that means like we're going hard.
I can't tell you.
Okay,
this information cannot be disclosed.
A team of tough players who almost made the playoffs in the East last year while dealing with all of the nonsense that Hassan Whiteside was bringing, and on top of that, not having a star player of their own. I think Jimmy Butler looked at the Miami Heat in a similar way that Kawhi Leonard looked at a team like the Los Angeles Clippers. He was like, this is a team where I can lead. This is a team where my voice can echo in the locker room. This is a team that's going to compete during games even if I'm not in the game. Jimmy Butler was tired of having to sit out games, and then because he was sitting out games, his team started to lose. Of course, it happened with the Chicago Bulls during his later years there, and it happened with the Minnesota Timberwolves. What happened with the Timberwolves? They were the 3rd seed with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler goes down, and they barely held on to make the playoffs. That's not the type of team Jimmy Butler wanted to be a part of. He didn't want to be the only reason that the guys were getting wins. The Miami Heat before this game, they were still winning even though Jimmy Butler just now made his season debut. They could still win without Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat this year will still be a playoff team without Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler makes them better, yes, but this team is going to compete day in and day out even if they don't have Jimmy Butler, and they're a lot better than I gave them credit for at the start of the season. They're a lot better than a lot of people were giving them credit for at the start of the season. We all thought that they needed that second star, and maybe they still will find a second star somewhere to really put them over the top, to really have them as a favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference. But right now, even with Jimmy Butler as their only quote-unquote star player, this is a Miami Heat team that looks right now like no team in the Eastern Conference is going to want to have to play them in the playoffs. The Milwaukee Bucks will not want to see the Miami Heat. The Philadelphia 76ers will not want to see the Miami Heat. The Boston Celtics will not want to see the Miami Heat because of how hard this team plays. Any night you can have any guy go off for you and get you almost 30 points. Dragic can still almost score 30 points off the bench. Tyler Hero, a rookie, can get you 30 points. Kendrick Nunn can get you 30 points. Jimmy Butler can get you 30 points. This is a dangerous team with only one, once again, quote-unquote star player. The Dallas Mavericks upset the Denver Nuggets in Denver. Final score reading 109-106. Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic in this game combined for just 22 points. 22 points from your 2-star players, and you still get an impressive road win over the Nuggets. In Denver, the hardest arena to play in the NBA if you're a visitor because of how thin the air is. Color me impressed by this Dallas Mavericks team. Now 3-1 on the year, and like I said, Porzingis and Doncic scored 22 points combined, and they're still able to get the win. And this is a team that relies on Luka to average around 29 points so far this season, and Porzingis to average around 26. Those two had 22 points combined, nearly a third of what they give you on a nightly basis. The main reason, of course, that the Dallas Mavericks were able to win this was because of their bench. We've been talking a lot about the Los Angeles Clippers bench and how good they are, but this Dallas bench is no joke either. 61 points off the bench for Dallas last night. Tim Hardaway Jr. coming in and knocking down shots. Jalen Brunson, who in my mind was one of the catalysts for the Dallas Mavericks all night, finding guys hitting some big shots, playing great off the bench. Dorian Finney-Smith making some big plays off the bench. Justin Jackson couldn't miss last night. Seth Curry didn't have the best night last night, but still he's a valuable piece coming off their bench as well. Kleber had some big blocks in the fourth quarter. I mean, this is the type of stuff that you're looking for when you're talking about whether or not a team will be able to compete in the Western Conference. If that's going to happen, if a team's seriously going to be able to compete, you're going to need to be able to compete on nights where your star players can't get it going either. If you're always constantly relying on your star players to pull you through games like this, you're not going to go very far in the Western Conference, especially if you make the playoffs, because that's when teams will clamp down on their star players and then the other guys won't know what to do. That's not going to happen with this Dallas Mavericks team because clearly other guys are capable of stepping up. 109-106 the final score. This was a back-to-back game for the Denver Nuggets, and you could kind of see the wheels starting to fall off for the Denver Nuggets the later this game went on, but overall, it's still nothing less than impressive for the Dallas Mavericks to be able to go into Denver at a night where their 2 best players are struggling and come away with a win. And lastly, for the day, the Los Angeles Lakers able to pull away for the Memphis Grizzlies for the 105-87 win. We got our first real Anthony Davis sighting so far this year. Now, what Anthony Davis has been doing prior to this has been good. He's been a really good player for the Los Angeles Lakers, but this was the first game in which Anthony Davis really looked like the dominant Anthony Davis that we are used to seeing. We're talking about going out there and dropping 40 points and 20 rebounds in 3 quarters with a bad shoulder, playing with some shoulder pain and going up and putting up 40 points and 20 rebounds. The first Laker to have a 40-point, 20-rebound game since Shaquille O'Neal. And the Lakers, even though I think some people were hoping that they'd fail, some people are out there praying for this team to fail so we can get all of that Lakers drama talking about what's wrong with this team, they're off to a 3-1 start without Kyle Kuzma. I'm interested to see how Kyle Kuzma is going to fit into all of this when he returns. How much better is Kyle Kuzma going to make them? How much better is Rajon Rondo going to make them when he returns? This is the Lakers team not playing at full strength right now, and outside of that Los Angeles Clippers game, no one's really been able to hold candle to the Los Angeles Lakers. They've been really, really good, and I, for one, am happy that they've been good because I did not want to see any of that Los Angeles Lakers drama this year. I did not want to see the media lambasting Dwight Howard for some reason because things aren't working out, or pointing a finger here or there, or saying that LeBron James needs more help. I hope that the Los Angeles Lakers continue to play like this. You can see that LeBron James still is coasting a bit. He's still not trying his hardest, which he shouldn't at 35 years old. Save yourself for the playoffs. You got a long season ahead of you. And Anthony Davis is also still trying to get used to it. He's still shaking off that rust. Once again, the guy didn't play much last year. He got shut down ever since he requested a trade. So it seems like it's once again a very exciting time to be a Los Angeles Lakers fan. It's been a few years, but you guys are back. Now though, it's about that time for us to get into the player of the day, where you guys have the option to vote for who you think was the best player in the league last night by clicking the little eye icon in the top right hand corner of the video. But without further ado, here are today's nominees. First up, you got Tyler Herro and his 29 points, including 19 in the second quarter. Next up, you got Anthony Davis, of course, and his monstrous 40 points and 20 rebounds in just 3 quarters. And then lastly, since I can't nominate an entire bench for player of the day, I'm going to nominate the guy who I thought was the catalyst off that bench, and that is Jalen Brunson and his 11 points and 8 assists. Remember, those stats hold more though, because once again, he was the catalyst for a huge Mavericks comeback over the Denver Nuggets in Denver. Once again, vote for who you think was the best by clicking the little eye in the top right-hand corner of the video. And yesterday, the player of the day was none other than Joel Embiid and his magnificent 36 points and 13 rebounds in the Sixers win over the Atlanta Hawks. That is going to do it for everything that we had to talk about today though, guys. Hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, go ahead and smack that like button, as well as once again, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA. Doing this every Monday through Friday, that is 5 days a week. And now with all of that being said though, you guys already know that you are the real MVPs, but until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here.